This conference will now be recorded.
No. So in the previous session, we have discussed about the field updates and assigning a task to the users. We have discussed. So now today we'll see the time dependent actions, and we'll see what exactly the time dependent actions, what is the use, how to configure the time dependent actions in Salesforce, and upon configuring the time dependent actions, what are the various considerations that we used to follow and what are the various limitations given by Salesforce. We'll see. Now, that already you know that time dependent actions are used to fire some actions through workflow either before or after the specified time period. As of now, we have configured so many actions through workflow rules which will be firing automatically, which will be firing immediately. That means as soon as the criteria has been met, that means whenever the record has been created or whenever the record has been updated, immediately the workflow rule will fire, it will be firing those actions. But in some cases, I want to fire the actions based on some specific time period. So based on some specific time period, I would like to fire some actions. So at that time, we can go with that time dependent actions. So time dependent actions are used to fight the actions either before or after the specific time period. That means either before some specific time period also or after some specific time period also. Like for example, whenever we are having any credit card payment due is available, then they are going to be keep on reminding you. For example, my due date is okay 30th of this month or 15th of the month, for example. My credit card due date is 15th of the month. So now on the first day of the month, they will be sending some notification to you regarding your credit card bill generation date. That means they're going to be indicating that every month of first, my credit card bill will be generated. So immediately they're sending some notifications regarding my credit card bill amount and the due date, and then they're going to be indicating that information. And from there, keep on they're sending some reminder notifications to you. How frequently? 10 days before the due date, like as on 5th of that month, they will send one reminder notification. 5 days before the due date, that means on 10th of that month, they will send one reminder notification. And 2 days before the due date, like as the 13th of the month, they will send one more reminder notification. That means what? Based on some specific time period. That means before that specific time period, we can file. And along with that, once that 15th is over, okay, after one day, they will block your credit card also. That means on 17th, okay, for example, okay, they will be giving 1 day time to you. So now 16th also they will wait. If you did not make the payment on 17th, your credit card will be getting blocked. That means after 2 days, they will be blocking your credit card. So that means what here after the specific time period, after 2 days of the due date, so they are going to be changing your credit card status to inactive. That means blocked. From there, we can't make any more online purchases through our credit card. So now here in this case, what will happen? By using this time dependent actions, we can find some actions either before or after the specific time period also. I don't want to find immediately, I want to find based on some specific time period. Okay, now. So now time dependent actions are used to find the actions based on either before or after the specified time period. Okay, time dependent actions are used to fire the actions either before or after the specified time period. Now, so now here in this case here, so now what are the time dependent actions are available which are waiting for some specific time period, which are waiting for some specific time till the time where these actions will be getting awaited. What are the time dependent actions are available inside your Salesforce instance which are awaiting for the specific time period till the time period they are going to be waiting inside a queue that is called as workflow queue. Okay, like for example, let's come to a general scenario. Assume that I'm having a travel plan today through a train. So now my train timing is okay, night at 10 o'clock. 10 p.m. will be my train timing over here. Okay, I want to travel from Hyderabad to some New Delhi. So that's a long journey, so that I don't want to go with a bus, so I would like to go with a train. So I have reserved the tickets also. I'm having some okay first class AC reservation is also there with me. So my train timing is night at 10 o'clock. So by 9:45, okay, 9:45 p.m., I have arrived that I have reached to the railway station. I reached to the railway station by 9:45 p.m. So now my train is at 10 o'clock. That means within 15 minutes, my train has to arrive at the station. And just now, they have announced that, okay, just now I got that announcement that the train is running 2 hours late. Train is running 2 hours late. That means the train will be coming by, okay, 12 a.m. in the morning. Okay, early morning at 12 o'clock. Midnight, it will be arriving the station. Then till that time, what we can do? Do I need to go back to my home and then I need to come back at 12 o'clock? No, I can't go back again. So in this case, what we can do? In this case, we can able to wait inside the railway station. Where we can wait? Inside a waiting hall. There is a waiting room is available in the railway station. So now where we can able to wait inside that for some time. Till what time? Till the train is arriving the station. So we can go to the railway station, and then in that railway station we are having a waiting room. Go to that waiting room and then wait inside that room for till the train is arriving the station. Once the train has been arrived the station, then we can catch the train. We can start your travel. That means what? Till the train is arriving the station, we are waiting inside that waiting room. That waiting room is nothing but like as a queue. So in this case, what are the actions that we are going to be firing based on some specific time period? Till that time is up, the actions are awaiting inside a queue that is called as workflow queue. So all the time dependent actions are awaiting inside the workflow queue till the specified time is up. Till the specified time is up, the actions are waiting inside the workflow queue. Once the time is up, automatically the actions will be getting performed from there. Okay, the actions will be getting performed from there. That entry will be removing from the queue. Like whenever we are waiting inside that waiting hall, so how long time till the train is arriving the station? Once the train is arriving the station, we can come out from that waiting room, we can catch the train, we can start our travel. Like the similar way, so till the specified time is up, these actions are waiting inside the workflow queue. Once the time is up, automatically action will be getting performed and it will remove that entry from the queue automatically here. Now, all the time dependent actions will get awaited inside the workflow queue till the scheduled time is up. Till the scheduled time is up, all the workflow, the time dependent actions are waiting inside that workflow queue. Once the scheduled time is up, then it will fire the action and will remove the entry from the queue. And that will remove the entry from the queue. This is a functionality of time dependent actions. But when it comes to the immediate action, we don't have this kind of concept. There is no concept of queue concept over there because immediately it will fire. But in this case, it is not firing. The action will be getting prepared. That action will be waiting inside the workflow queue till the scheduled time is up. Once the scheduled time is up, automatically the action will be getting fired. It will be removing the entry from the workflow queue. So to store all the time dependent actions, Salesforce is maintaining a queue that is called as workflow queue. Now, so now here in this case, whenever we are going to be configuring the time dependent actions, okay, whenever you are going to be configuring the time dependent actions, there is a small condition. What is that? Upon creating the workflow rules, okay, upon creating the workflow rule, if I'm selecting the criteria, generally we are selecting some criteria. What is that? That is called as event. What kind of events are available? 3 events are there as part of workflow, like as created. Second one is created and every time it is edited. Third one, created and any time it is edited and meeting subsequent criteria. These are the 3 criteria are available. So upon creating the workflow rule, if I'm selecting the criteria as created and every time it is edited, that means second option. Upon creating the workflow rule, if I am selecting the criteria as created and every time it is edited, then in that workflow rule, time dependent actions can't be applicable. Time dependent actions can't be applicable on a workflow rule which is having the evaluation criteria created and every time it is edited. This is the fundamental principle. It's a common question in the entry point of view also. It's a common question in the admin certification 201 also. For which workflow criteria we can't add time dependent actions. So then you can say we can't create that workflow time dependent actions for the workflow criteria created and every time it is edited. Okay, now we can't add the time dependent actions for the workflow criteria created and every time it is edited. We can't create the time dependent action for the workflow criteria created and every time it is edited. Now, sometimes you can raise the question, sir, in a single workflow rule, can I add both immediate and time dependent actions? Yes, there is a possibility. Now, in a workflow rule, we can add both immediate actions and time dependent actions. In a single workflow rule, we can add both immediate actions and time dependent actions also both. So both the types of actions are possible in a single workflow rule. That possibility is available. Then how can we create this time dependent actions in Salesforce? Now let's see practically in this case. Now, so now let me explain a small scenario over here. So let me explain a small scenario and then I will take up that use case and then I will show you the practical part. How can we implement that scenario? We'll see the practical part also. For example, assume that so let me check the email templates. What email templates are available? Let me take that same use case for the case. So let me go with another account. So now let me deactivate if there is an existing workflow rules are there in this account. So let's take a small scenario. For example, I'm having a position object. Okay, I'm having a position object inside my organization. So what is this position object basically? Position object is used to store the latest jobs information, positions information, jobs information. Whatever the new jobs are available inside the organization, to store those jobs information, we are having this position object. So we can create some new positions also. We can create some new positions also. So we have created some new positions. Now, upon creating a position record, okay, I'm entering the position details, like the position name, status of the position, location of the position, number of vacancies are available, and the HR person to whom we are assigning this position responsibility, minimum salary, maximum salary, open date of the position, target date to close the position, HR person's email ID, HR person's contact number, and the travel required. Do we have any travel option and the passport option, position description, skills required, all this information. So as soon as whenever I'm going to be saving this position record, okay, as soon as whenever I'm saving this position record, immediately position record has to be get created, and then it has to send an email notification to the HR person's email ID. Whatever the email ID we have entered inside this HR email ID field, to this HR email ID, it has to send one email notification immediately. And then from there onwards, it has to keep on remind to the HR person. Like what? So now this is the target date of that position to close date. So in this case here, so 10 days before that due date of this milestone, that means 10 days due before that milestone date, I need to send one reminder notification to the HR person email ID. Dear HR person, now please close this position as soon as possible. You are reaching to the position closed it. And then 5 days before, I want to send one more reminder alert. 3 days before, one more reminder alert. 2 days before, one more. 1 day before, one more. On the same day, one more. Like that, keep on, I want to send some reminders. Or else I can't make a call to the HR person to ask boss what about the candidates, because already I have committed to my client that I'm producing a new resource on first of that so and so month. But I need the candidates by so and so date. So what about my candidates? What about my candidates here? I can't ask the people by making a call because I'm also busy with some other work. I'm also busy with my deliverables. So for that reason here, I can't make a call to the person every time. I don't want to disturb the people always. So that I want to send some automated notification. The two, I don't want to send those notifications manually by my own. I want to make those notifications has to be sent automatically by Salesforce itself. I want to make that reminder notifications has to be get sent by the Salesforce automatically here. Now, so now here in this case, how can we configure that workflow rule? Now, so let me give that use case requirement. Now, let me take a workflow rule. Let me take a use case. Configure a workflow rule. Configure a workflow rule to notify the HR person. To notify the HR person regarding the new position assignment. Regarding the new position assignment. And send the reminder notification alert as below. Now, I want to send 10 days before the due date. That means 10 days before the milestone date. Milestone date of the position. I want to send an email alert. Like the similar way. 5 days before the due date, milestone date, I want to send one more email alert. And the 3 days before, I want to send one more email. And then 1 day before, I want to send one more email alert. And the 0 days before, I want to send one more alert. That means on the same day. And then 1 day before, sorry, 1 day after. 1 day after the milestone date, I want to change that status to closed. Change status to closed. I want to change the position status to closed. Instead of indicating the position status as still new position, I would like to make it as closed. I want to make the position status to be closed. Now, so this is what my requirement here. So in this case, what happened? I need to create a workflow rule, on my position object. I need to create a workflow rule on my position object in order to notify the HR person regarding the new position assignment. As soon as whenever a new position has been assigned, immediately I would like to notify to the HR person, dear HR person, a new position has been assigned to you. This is your position responsibility. So now please start recruiting the candidates for this position and then close the position on or before that specified. Now, Once the immediate notification has been sent, then I would like to send the reminder notifications also based on this specified time periods. Based on the frequency of these intervals, I would like to send the reminder notifications also over here. Then how can we implement? Now let's see. Let's go with the analysis part. Specify the object name. And what object you want to create the workflow rule? I want to create the workflow rule on position. I want to create the workflow rule on the position object. What is the event or evaluation criteria? I want to select that created. As soon as whenever I'm creating a new position record, immediately I want to assign a new position record to that respective HR person. And then, so what will be the rule conditions? Rule conditions are, I would like to check that conditions. So now, based on that position milestone date, I'm targeting for some actions. Okay, based on this milestone date, I'm targeting for some actions here. So that I want to make sure that this milestone date should not be empty. So I want to indicate the position milestone date. Not equals to null. And then I want to send some email notification to whom? To the HR person, so that HR email ID field should not be empty. Inside the position object, the HR email ID field not equals to null. This is the second condition. So when you want to send the notification, if the position is not yet closed, okay, if the position is not yet closed. If the position is closed, then I no need to send the notification. I no need to send the reminder. That's what here, whenever if you're having any credit card payments or EMIs, if you made that payment, then you won't get any notifications. If you did not make the payment, then only keep on, you will be receiving some reminder notifications. Like the similar way here also, if you are making that payment, that means if you are done with that position recruitment, then I don't want to send the notification. So that I want to send the notification if the position status is not closed. Inside the position object, the position status value is not equals to. That means if the position is still open, then only I would like to send the reminder notification to the people. So in this case, what we can do? Action name. So the action type. Immediate action. So what will be the immediate action? I want to send one email alert. Action name is email alert, which is an immediate notification. And then along with that, not only sending that immediate notification, I want to send the reminder alerts also based on this particular time periods. So now here I would like to add that second action type. Action type, time dependent actions. Time dependent actions. Now, so what will be the action names? Email alerts. How frequently I would like to indicate this? I would like to indicate this. These are the various actions which I would like to perform. 10 days before the milestone date, I want to send one email alert. 5 days before the milestone date, I want to send one more email alert. 3 days before, one more email alert. 1 day before, one more alert. 0 days before, that means on the same day, one more alert. So once the position milestone date is over, that means once the position milestone date is already crossed, then I want to change that position status to closed. That means I want to make that position status to be changed to closed. That means the position is no more available, the position is no more in open status, it should be in closed status. So that I would like to change the position status to closed. So these are the various types of actions that we would like to add as part of this workflow. So in this case, we are scheduling some actions here. 10 days before that milestone date, 5 days before, 3 days before, 1 day before. These are called as a time triggers. These are called as time triggers. That means these are going to be, okay, these are the times on which it is triggering some actions. It is firing some actions based on some these particular timings over here. For that one, these are called as the time triggers. So for that one, when coming to the time dependent actions, these are also called as time triggers in Salesforce. These are also called as time triggers in Salesforce. If anybody asks the question in the interview point of view, could you please explain about the time triggers, then explain about the time dependent action workflow rules concept. Because both are same. Don't confuse with the word. They may be asking with either the name time dependent action, or they may be asking the word time trigger also. You have to explain this time dependent actions concept. Now, so let's see how can we configure this workflow rule. We can now let's see practically in this case. So for that one, I need some email template, right? Yes, I need an email template. Email template for the notification alert to hiring manager. So already we have an email template is available. Let me place that email subject and the email content. Email subject and the email content. Let me place that email subject and the content. Now, so this is the notification content over here that we have. So this is the content. And then the email subject. So this is the email subject. So now here I'm indicating alert new position, okay, hyphen, I'm indicating the position name, and in bracket I'm indicating the position reference ID, okay, the reference number of this position, PID 1001, PID 1002, like that. So it's a position reference ID field, okay, which is a custom field, which is an auto number field. So now it is indicating that alert new position. This is the position name, like some Java developer position, which is having this position reference ID has been assigned to you. And this is the position description, nothing but email content. So now, dear HR person name, we have few new open positions are available inside the organization. We are pleased to inform you the below position has been assigned to you. This is the position details. Position reference ID, name of the position, what is the location name, for which location the position is available, is it for Hyderabad location, Chennai location, or what, position status, open date, and the milestone date, minimum budget, maximum budget, HR email ID, position description, skills required, all this information I'm going to be collecting, I'm going to be sending to the people as an email notification. Then let's see how can we configure this workflow rule and a position object to send the email notification to the people, and along with that to send that reminder notification alerts also. How can we do that? Now let's see practically in this case. Now, so let me create a workflow rule on the position object. Create workflows and approvals. Click on workflow rules. Now I want to create a new workflow rule on my position object. Existing, let me try to delete. So now here I'm creating a new position record, new workflow rule on the position object. So click on new rule, select the object name on which you would like to create the workflow. I want to create the workflow rule on a object called as position object. Position is a custom object. It's my own custom object here, which I have created in the past. Now, so now here this is the position object here, and this position object. So I would like to create a workflow rule. So click on next button, specify the workflow rule name and the description and the evaluation criteria. I'm indicating forces, new position, assignment notification rule. I'm indicating forces, new position assignment notification rule. As soon as whenever a new position record has been assigned to the HR person, immediately I would like to send some email notification alert. For that one, I'm creating this workflow. I'm selecting the criteria. Let's see. Whenever you are selecting this criteria, observe what will happen. Let's see. If I'm selecting created, nothing is happening. If I'm selecting that third one, nothing is happening. If I'm selecting second one, observe this one. It is indicating some message to you. So now you cannot add time dependent workflow actions with this option. That means that already told you we cannot add the time dependent actions on the workflow rule which contains the criteria created and every time it is edited. Whenever I'm selecting the criteria as created and every time it is edited, it won't allow you to add the time dependent actions. Now, so now let's see. I'm going to selecting the criteria created. Now, I'm selecting the criteria as created. Now specify the rule condition. That means what are all the various conditions you would like to verify before firing these actions. I want to specify the conditions. The first condition is I'm verifying that position milestone date value should not be null. So that I'm indicating the position records milestone date value not equals to empty. And then HR email ID also, not equals to empty. That means that the HR email ID should be there. Because to send the notification, we need some email ID, right? Yes, that's what here I'm selecting that. And then position status value not equals to closed. That means if the position is not yet closed, then only I want to send the reminder notification. If the position is already closed, no need to send the reminder notification. Just we need to stop sending this reminder notification alerts. For that reason here, I would like to check the conditions here. Milestone date value should not be empty. HR email ID should not be empty. Position status value should not be closed. If these three conditions are met, then only I would like to send the reminder notifications to the people. Now, so now here in this case, specify these conditions and then add the actions one by one. Click on save and next. Now go to the actions. What actions you would like to add? I would like to add the immediate workflow actions. So now what is that action type here? Immediately I would like to add an action. What is that? Email alert. Okay, email alert. I would like to add an email alert action over here. Let's select this one. Select that email alert, new email alert action. Specify that. I want to indicate forces new position notification alert. New position assignment notification alert. New position assignment notification alert. Select that email template. Which template you want me to use to send the notification? Already I have an email template here. Already we have an email template for this position. It is having that new position requirement assignment notification template. This is an email template which I have prepared in the past. Select this email template. Now, to whom you want to send this notification? I want to send the email notification to the HR person's email ID. Where is that HR person's email ID? Inside that HR email ID field. So select that, okay, recipient type as email ID field. In that one, we have a field called as HR email ID. Select that HR email ID field. That means in this HR email ID field, whatever the email ID that I have entered, to that email ID, I want to send the email notification. I want to send the email notification to the HR person's email ID here. Now, if you want to add any CC copy addresses, then you can add the CC copy. For example, I'm adding that CC copy over there. I'm adding my CC copy email addresses. Now save. Next one. So once we are done, then what we need to do, we need to add some time dependent actions also. Okay, time dependent actions. How can we add the time dependent actions? So now 10 days before, 5 days before, 3 days before, 1 day before, like that, these are called as a time triggers. That means these are the various time schedules on which I would like to trigger some events. Triggering means what? Firing. That means I would like to fire some actions based on this particular timings. So for that reason, I am going to be indicating the time triggers first. Let me add this time triggers first, then I will show you how to add this action. Adding the action is same, no change at all. Let's see how can we add the time triggers. Add a time trigger. Specify that time trigger over here. That means what is the scheduled time when you want to fire. You can specify that number. Okay, you can specify that, okay, time in terms of either days or hours also. Okay, days or hours. Either before or after also. You can specify that date field value based on which date you would like to triggering my actions. Now, what is my requirement? First one is 10 days before the milestone date. So I'm indicating 10 days, and then before the position milestone date. In that position, we have a field date field called as milestone date field. So 10 days before the position milestone date, I want to add some actions. So click on save. So now a trigger is the time, it will be adding a time trigger. This is called as the schedule. This is the schedule. 10 days before the position milestone date. What you want to do, we can add some action. What actions? You can add that similar kind of actions here. We'll see that how to add the actions one by one. Same concept, no change. Let me add the time triggers first. Let me add this the time schedules. And then 5 days before that milestone date. Click on add a time trigger. The second time trigger I'm adding right now. 5 days before the position milestone date. Okay, 5 days before position milestone date. This is the second time trigger which I have added over here. This is the first time trigger. This is the second time trigger we have added. This is the second time trigger which I have added right now. Let's the third one. What is the next one here? 3 days before the milestone date. Click on add a time trigger. So 3 days before. Okay, 3 days before the position milestone date. Okay, 3 days before the position milestone date. I would like to add one more time trigger. Click on save. Like that, we can add 10 time triggers in a single workflow rule. That is the limitation given by Salesforce. So this is the first time trigger. This is the second one. This is the third one. Like that, maximum of 10 time triggers we can able to add in a single workflow rule. Now, Click on add a time trigger. The next one is what? 1 day before the milestone date. Okay, 1 day before the position milestone date. Okay, 1 day before position milestone date. Next one, add a time trigger. And then after that, 0 days before. That means on the same day, I'm indicating. So 0 days after the position milestone date. That means, okay, 0 days after. That means on the same day, I would like to fire some actions here. So now 0 days after. That means on the same day. Click on save. How many time triggers we have added? First one, second, third, fourth, and the fifth one. 5 more we can add. But here as part of my requirement, I want one more, 1 day after milestone date. Click on add a time trigger. So now 1 day after the position milestone date. Okay, 1 day after the position milestone date. So now click on save. So now totally 6 time triggers we have added. Like that, we can add maximum of 10 time triggers in a single workflow rule. Okay, in a one workflow rule, we can add maximum of 10 time triggers, not more than that. That is a limitation given by Salesforce. In each time trigger here, what we can do, whenever if this specific time period is up 10 days before the milestone date, what you want to do? I want to send one email alert so that we can able to add the actions. Okay, 10 days before the milestone date, what you want to do? I want to add that. I want to fire some action. What actions we can add here? So now how many actions we can add here? 40. Here we can able to add, okay, 40 actions here. Okay, here we can add 40 time dependent actions. Here we can able to add 40 actions. Here we can able to add 40 action. Like that, in each time trigger, we can add maximum of 40 time dependent actions. This is the limitation given by Salesforce. So in a single workflow rule, we can add maximum of, okay, we can add maximum of 10 time triggers. In each time trigger, we can add maximum of 40 time dependent actions in a single workflow rule. The possibility is there. I will give you all the ground limits over here at the end of this, okay, session. After this implementation, I will show you that. I will give you that all the limitations also. Now, so 10 days before that milestone date, I want to send one email notification. So select that option as new email alert. I'm indicating over here. Force is reminder. 10 days before milestone date. Okay, I'm going to be adding one reminder notification alert here. So now 10 days before milestone date. Now, what you want to do, I want to send the email notification. Which template you want me to use? Select that same template. Suppose if you want to use a different template, then you can use, no problem. But here I'm using the same template over here. New position requirement is an email notification template. To whom? To the HR person only. We are sending the reminder notification also to the HR person. And then I'm adding my email address as a CC copy here. I'm adding my email address as a CC copy. Now click on save. So 10 days before that position milestone date, I would like to send one email notification so that as part of this time trigger, we have added one action called as email alert, that is called as, okay, this is one of the time dependent action which I would like to file when 10 days before the position milestone date. Like that, 39 more we can able to add inside this 10 days before this time schedule. Now, 5 days before the position milestone date, what you want to do? 5 days before that milestone date, I want to add one email alert. So that here I'm adding one email alert. New email alert. I'm indicating that force is reminder alert. Okay, 5 days before position milestone date. Same thing. We are going to do the same thing here also. Select that email template as the same one. New position. Okay, assignment notification alert. I want to send the email notification to that HR person based on his HR email ID. I would like to add my email address as a CC copy. I'm adding my email address as a CC copy. Save. Like the similar way here. 3 days before that milestone date, one more notification one more reminder alert I want to send. So now new email alert. I mean, 3 days before the milestone date, I want to use the same email template. New position requirement is an email notification template. I want to send it to the HR person email. I'm adding my email address as a CC copy. Save. And then, like the similar way, 1 day before, one more email alert. 1 day before the position milestone date, I would like to send the email notification by using that same email template. I want to send the email notification based on that HR email ID field, and I'm adding my email address as a CC copy. Like the similar way, 0 days before, that means on the same day, 0 days after, on the same day, I would like to add one more email alert. That means I want to send one more reminder notification to the person regarding the position requirement here. 0 days before the position milestone date, I want to send one more email notification template to the people by using that same email template. I want to send a notification based on that HR email ID field. Now I'm adding this email address as my CC copy. And then last one day after the position milestone date. Once the position milestone date is over, once the date has been crossed, then what we can do, I want to change this position status to close. That means what? I would like to update that field. Okay, I would like to update that field. What field? Position status field. What you want to do? I want to assign a new value. What is that value? Closed. You know how to update that fields. Already you know that concept. How to update the fields inside our Salesforce instance, already you know that concept here. So now the same thing I would like to do over here. I would like to update that fields over here. Now, so let's see how can we implement this functionality. So now let me update that field over here. Let me add that field update action. I'm adding that action type. Select that action type as a new field update. I'm indicating that. Forces alert to close the position. I'm indicating. Change the status to close. Which field you want to update? Field to update. I want to update position status field. Select the position status field. Which value you want to update? Close. So that select that option. The specific value I want to assign. What is that value? Closed. Okay. Now click on save. That's it. Done. We have added all these actions. This is the immediate action. That means immediately it will fire. It will be firing based on some specific time period, like as reminders. 10 days before the milestone date, 5 days before the milestone date, 3 days before, and then 1 day before, and then 0 days before, and then 1 day after. Like that, we can fire the actions based on some specific time period. Once you are done with adding all these actions, then click on done button. And then make that workflow rule will be in active status. So click on activate. So now here I'm activating my workflow rule right now. So my workflow rule is active right now over here. From there onwards, we can able to add this. We can able to test this workflow rule right now. How can we do that? We can create a new position record. Automatically, my workflow will fire. It will send the email notifications immediately. It will be creating the time-dependent actions also. Those actions will be placing inside the workflow queue. How to track that, we'll see practically as well. Okay, now. So now click on this positions tab, create a new position record. I'm creating a new position record right now. Position name is like as some Salesforce architect. Position status is new position. Location is for some Hyderabad. Number of vacancies are some one. HR person is I'm selecting like as some Chandrasekhar is a HR person. Minimum pay we are able to offer some 18 lakhs. Maximum budget some 24 lakhs. Open date is today's date. From today, the position is in open status. We want the candidate, okay, we want the candidate by next month, okay, next month 10th. September 10th will be the target date. In this meantime, HR people has to close my position by recruiting the candidate for this Salesforce architect position. They have to find out the suitable candidates, they have to schedule the interview process, and they have to recruit the candidates in that organization to fill this position. HR email ID. Now, for example, so now Venkatesh, could you please give me your email ID so that I will add inside this HR email ID field?
Okay, sir.
Post inside the chat window. Thank you. No. So I'm adding this Venkatesh email ID over here. Assume that he is the HR person. Now, so HR contact number, I'm giving some value. And then for this position, passport is mandatory, travel is also mandatory because there is an on-site opportunity for this position. I'm indicating the position description. Required 10 plus years of experience in Salesforce platform. Salesforce platform. I'm indicating the skills. Required 10 plus years of experience in Salesforce platform. Should be having expert level skills. Expert level skills in designing the solutions. Solutions. Should have hands-on experience. Should have hands-on experience in solution design and should be able to interact with the US clients. US clients. Now, so this is my position description and the skills what we are expecting from the candidate for this position. Now, so now as soon as whenever I'm creating this new position, it will verify that. So now if the milestone date is not empty, HR email ID is not empty, if the position status is not closed, then it will be sending the email notification immediately and then we'll be preparing that reminder alerts also. Those reminder alerts it will be placing inside that workflow queue. Now, so let me log in into my Gmail application first. Now, so now let me click on this save button. Click on save button. As soon as once I click on the save button, my position record has been created successfully. Immediately my workflow rule will fire and it is going to be sending that email notification over here. So now I have received this email notification over here. So now alert, new position, Salesforce Architect has been assigned to you. Okay, Salesforce Architect position has been assigned to you. It is indicating that here, dear Chandrasekhar, so we have some new open positions are available inside the company which we have assigned to you. Here is the position details, position ID, and the position name, and the location is Hyderabad. This is the new position. This is the open date, and the close date will be the September 10th will be the close date, and then 18 lakhs is the minimum salary. 24 is the maximum package. These are the details of the position skills which we are expecting. It has sent this email notifications immediately over here. Now, immediate notification has been done. Then what about the reminder notification where we can see whatever the reminder notifications are there, those will not fire right now. Those will be waiting for this time over here. So what is my position milestone date? My position milestone date is what? My position milestone date is, that is, okay, 10th of that, so 10th of that September. 10th of the September. So now in this case, what is the 10 days before means on 1st of the September, it will send one reminder notification. 5th of the September, it will send one more reminder notification. 3 days before, that means here it will be firing the 12th. And then on 14th, 15th, and the 16th, it is going to, sorry, the 10th, it will be, for 11th, it will be firing that action over here. That will be this changing the position status to closed. So in this case, when coming to a position milestone date, that will be 10th of that September. So 10 days before it will fire one action, 5 days before one more action, 3 days before one more alert, 1 day before one more alert, 0 days before, that means on the same day, 10th of that September, one more alert, 11th of the September, it will be firing one more. When? Morning at 12 o'clock. Once the date value has been changed, it will fire this action automatically over here. Now, so now here in this case, okay, now let's see practical. Now, let's verify where is this time dependent actions will be available. Time dependent actions we can able to verify over here. All the time dependent actions we can verify from the workflow queue as below. Where is this workflow queue? Let's see. Go to the setup menu. Go to the monitor menu. Inside that we are having the option time-based workflows. Okay, time-based workflows, and from there we can able to search for the actions based on the action name, based on the record name, based on the user ID, based on the scheduled date, based on the workflow name. Also, we can able to search, or else you can use search button directly. All the time dependent actions are awaiting inside the workflow queue till the scheduled time is up. So where is that workflow queue? This is the navigation. We have to go to the setup, go to the monitor. We can go to the time-based workflows option. From here, we can see that queue, what are the entries are waiting inside the queue. Now, so let's go to that here. Click on setup menu. Go to that monitor menu. We have an option called as time-based workflows. Time-based workflow. Click on this time-based workflow. If you want to search for some actions, then you can search based on workflow rule name also, based on object name also, okay, schedule date also. We can able to search for that particular action. Else, if you don't know that particular detail, then simply click on search button. What are all the actions are available? All are waiting here. These are the various actions are available which are waiting, okay, inside my workflow queue, which are related to the record called as Salesforce Architect position. All these actions are related to, okay, remind about that position called as Salesforce Architect position. When it will be firing this one, 31st of this month morning at 12 o'clock. That means here 10 days before. This is nothing but on 5th, it will be firing one more. That means 5 days before. 7th, that means 3 days before. 9th, that means 1 day before. 10th of that September, that means on the same day, morning at 12 o'clock. And then 11th, that means here 1 day after. So that means here 11th of that month, morning at 12 o'clock, you find one more action to remind. It will be sending the changing the position status to closed. So once this specific date time is up, automatically this action will fire. This entry will be removing from that queue automatically by default over here. Okay, this is the way we are going to be configuring time dependent actions. Time dependent actions we can able to verify inside this workflow queue by using this navigation. Okay, this is the way we are going to be configuring the time dependent actions in Salesforce. Now, here I will explain two most important entry point of questions. So in this case, they will raise a question in the entry point of view. Whatever the actions are waiting inside this queue, can you remove some actions because I don't want to send the reminder notification tomorrow? Can you remove that action? Yes. Whatever the action you want to make it remove, just you can able to come to this place, select this checkbox over here, whatever the action you want to remove, select the checkbox here, click on this delete button. So whatever the time dependent actions are waiting inside the workflow queue, we can delete those actions. Because tomorrow I don't want to send the reminder notification. So I want to remove that action of the queue. So whatever the time dependent actions are waiting inside the workflow queue, those actions we can able to remove. That possibility is available. This is the first question. Next. Second question. Suppose, for example, these reminders are related to which position? Salesforce architect position. Okay, I'm sending that reminder notification to that HR person, okay, related to the position of the Salesforce architect. Because once a position has been assigned, then he will start recruiting. Because of some personal work, because of some busy work, he may forget about my position also. But that one, I'm sending this kind of reminder notification. That's what you are getting some reminder alert regarding your credit card bill payment, regarding your loan EMIs. You will be receiving some reminder alerts like the similar way we are going to be configuring. Now, second question is, suppose for example, if I am removing this position record, this is a Salesforce architecture position. If I'm deleting this position record, then I'm deleting this position. I have deleted the position. My position has been removed. Position is no more right now. Now tell me, can I fight those actions? Do I need to remind? If the position itself no more, then what we can remind? Position record is already deleted. There is no position at all now. So if there is no position at all, then what we can remind to the person? If there is some task, then only we can send some reminder. If nothing is there, then what we can remind? So in this case, whenever I'm removing this position record, whatever the time dependent actions are waiting inside the workflow queue, all will be getting removed automatically by default. Let's go to that time-based workflows. Click on search. Now, do we have anything over here? Even though once you click on search button one more time, nothing. That means what? Whenever I'm removing the position record, all the time dependent actions available inside the workflow queue will be getting removed automatically. This is the second question. If I'm removing the position record, or if I'm removing a record, then what about the time dependent actions? Time dependent actions will be getting removed from the workflow queue automatically by default. Next, let me explain one more question. Third question. So whenever I'm removing the position record, where the position will go? Recycle bin. Because position record will not be removed permanently, it will go to the recycle bin. So let me go to the recycle bin. Let me go to the recycle bin. I'm restoring a position record back. Salesforce architect position, I'm selecting that, click on undelete. My position has been restored. My position record came back here. Solution architect, Salesforce architect. What about the time dependent actions? Upon removing the position, time dependent actions has been removed. If I'm restoring the position, then will the time dependent actions will come back? No. Let's see. Even though once you click on the search button again, you won't get that actions again. Once actions has been removed, that will be fixed. We can't get back those actions again. This is the third question as part of interview point of view, and that time dependent action workflow rules. So time dependent action workflow rules are used to fire the actions based on some specific time period. So whenever you are getting some reminders regarding your travel plan, okay, 4 hours before you are getting one SMS notification regarding the bus number and the driver contact number. 2 hours before of the travel time, you will be getting one more notification, okay, regarding the tracking link of that bus. 15 minutes before, you will be getting one more notification regarding the bus is on the way. The next pickup point will be, okay, your boarding point. So please get ready, okay, with your luggage to, okay, onboard that bus. But once your destination has been reached, after 2 hours, you will be getting one more notification regarding the feedback of your travel experience. Like that, they are sending some notifications to you. How you are receiving? Because of this kind of time-dependent actions only. This is a way we are going to be configuring the workflow rules with both immediate actions, time-dependent actions also. The whole information I have documented inside your material, and then you will be having the complete information, each and every point also I have mentioned. Please refer that the material which I have shared with you. Okay, in that one you will be having the complete book. In that admin book, you will be having complete the workflow rules and the navigation, including step-by-step navigation, screenshots, everything is available. But of course, what are the examples I have shown over there? What are the examples I have shown in the class? Both are different. Because here, I will give some examples in the note, like as inside your material, I will give some different examples in this class, because batch to batch, I will be giving some different examples so that we can cover some more examples. In book, okay, in that material, we have some different examples. In our class, we have some different examples so that we can cover multiple examples also. That's what I'm giving like this here. Okay, now this is the concept of, okay, workflow rules inside your Salesforce instance. Tomorrow we'll see a new concept called as relationships. That is also one of the most important feature as part of your admin concepts here. As part of admin, 6 topics are majorly important. First one is workflows. Second one, process builder. Third one, security. Fourth one, reports and dashboards. Fifth one, we are having data management. Sixth one, relationship. 5 topics are already over. We have completed here. And then 6th one, tomorrow I'm going to be starting. Tomorrow evening, I will be starting that concept, relationships concept. That is also one of the most important feature. So before going to that admin interviews, if you are done with these 6 topics, then you can crack the interviews 99%. Because I have given the complete information to you, each and every point I have explained very clearly, each and every information I have given to you, how to use, it's up to you. And then once that in this week, I will be giving some interview point of view questions on topic wise. Okay, in the basic topics, what interview point of view questions, workflows, what are the questions, and then process builder, what are the questions, relationships, what are the questions, security, what are the questions. I will be giving that complete interview point of view questions so that before going to the interview, we can go through all the questions. Once you're done with that, you can crack the interview. It's very easy. Okay. So tomorrow we'll be having that relationship concept tomorrow evening. Okay. Tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, we have the session as usual. We'll continue with that, the dashboards concept, and then we'll see some small features over there.